Good evening. Investigators said today they found the remains of an adult female on the Avery family property in Manitowoc County.
Now, they have not said yet if those remains are that of 25-year-old Teresa Halbach, but the Calumet County Sheriff will say Halbach's disappearance is now a homicide investigation. Halbach was last seen October 31st on the Avery property where she was working as a freelance photographer. Her SUV was found on the property last Saturday. Stephen Avery is the last known person to see her. Our Elizabeth Reese has the latest details in the case.
Authorities revealed major evidence today, evidence that points to murder and an attempt to get rid of the body.
It appears that an attempt was made to dispose of a body by an incendiary means. However, that attempt was not completely successful.
A significant amount of blood was found in Teresa Halbach's vehicle, plus more blood on the Avery's property and in buildings on that property. But that's not all.
Pieces of human bone and teeth were found on the Avery property, and the bone has been determined to be that of an adult female.
And another important clue, the key to Teresa's SUV found in Stephen Avery's bedroom. This investigation is continuing tonight. State troopers are still looking for more evidence, including the materials used to start the fire that burned up the body. Reporting in Manitowoc County, Elizabeth Reese, Action 2 News.
Jason Allen is live near the Avery property in Manitowoc County tonight where the investigation continues. Jason?
And Avery Road is still closed off tonight. It appears that there are still investigators out on the property right now. And until very early this evening, this place was covered with officers who were all out looking for something. All signs pointed investigators to look to the Avery property for evidence, and they found it in multiple buildings on the property and in other places. But those finds haven't been enough for them to leave this crime scene.
Evidence is still being collected at the scene as we speak here today, and the investigation is continuing.
It continues with some officers still stationed outside buildings on the property. Others take long looks at taped-off areas very near those same buildings. Plus, 60 state troopers drove in again to help scour the grounds.
And they are searching for additional evidence of incendiary evidence that might be at the scene.
Dozens of those troopers walk into a large gravel pit very near the Avery homes today. Some of them occasionally return to certain spots to post red flags in the ground. And though the sheriff makes it clear the one victim in this case is Teresa Halbach, when asked if investigators on the property could also be finding evidence of other crimes, he responds,
"I do not wish to divulge that information at this time."
Now, after saying yesterday they had received human evidence that pointed them toward a suspect, today investigators would only say they're continuing to gather, continuing to analyze more evidence, and they are open to it pointing them toward any number of suspects. Along those same lines, we have learned tonight that investigators have called a press conference for tomorrow afternoon at 1:30. This time not here in Manitowoc County, but at the Calumet County Courthouse. And we will carry that press conference live for you here on Channel 2, 1:30 tomorrow afternoon. Reporting live, Jason Allen, Action 2 News.
It's also a very emotional night for those who knew Teresa Halbach in her close-knit hometown of St. John and the surrounding area in Calumet County. Jason Zimmerman is live in Sherwood with that story. Jason?
Tammy, this is a story that has touched almost everyone in Sherwood tonight. All across town there are signs just like this one you see right back here, wishing the best to the Halbach family and vowing to keep Teresa's memory alive. From the street corners of Sherwood,
look with pity on the sorrows of the Halbach family and friends,
to inside the Sacred Heart School gymnasium tonight.
comfort them with a sense of your goodness.
Teresa Halbach is in everyone's thoughts and prayers. Here, kids took time out before a 6th grade basketball game to reflect.
There's no doubt that all of us are devastated by what's happening. The kids have had a real tough week. We've had countless prayer services. We've had counselors in last week. There'll be more grief counselors coming in tomorrow.
Elsewhere at this bowling alley, people watched in disbelief.
One human being can do this to another human being.
News reports they once hoped would bring a completely different outcome.
This is such a tragedy. I just feel so bad for the family and for everyone here. Many of these people here know her or did know her, and we're all very sad and upset.
It's just hard to believe that someone could do this to someone that doesn't want to bring harm to anybody.
In this area tonight, there's no shortage of sympathy for the Halbach family.
There's no way that we can possibly understand and feel the emotions that they're going through, but I would certainly want them to know that they've been in our prayers constantly, day in and day out.
Tomorrow, right here at St. John's Sacred Heart Church in Sherwood, there is a prayer service for those who knew Teresa. It's expected to get underway right about 1:30. Reporting live in Sherwood, Jason Zimmerman, Action 2 News.
Also today, Teresa's brother, Mike, spoke at a news conference on behalf of the Halbach family. Our Isabel Kelly reports today confirmed the news they feared.
We had been informed throughout this. We didn't find out today. We had known earlier. In the news conference, nothing came to us as a shock to us. And I mean, don't let me fool you. I'm trying to stay as strong as I can, but it hurts. Everything hurts.
Strongly and without apparent emotion, Mike Halbach said the support of hundreds statewide made it easier to face if, in fact, the DNA evidence matches that of Teresa Halbach. Teresa's brother also said his parents were dreading the news and expecting the worst.
I'm doing all I can to take the pressure off of them. I mean, it's the least I can do. It's the least I can do for Teresa to help find her. You know, they're obviously very upset, and they're thankful for everything everyone has done for them. And you know, they're heartbroken, but we're a very strong family.
The volunteers' search for Teresa is called off for now while the family waits for the state crime lab to identify the remnants of bone and teeth found on Avery's property. But they are prepared for the results.
We did believe 100% that we would see Teresa again. And we know we will see Teresa again. It looks like it won't be here on earth, but it will be in heaven. And we definitely have long lives ahead of all of us to look forward to, and we have long afterlives to look forward to as well with Teresa.
Now the family waits, prays, and hopes for a solid conclusion. Reporting in the town of St. John, Isabel Kelly, Action 2 News.
Stephen Avery is in jail tonight for an unrelated weapons crime and has not yet ruled a suspect in this case. No one else has been named a suspect yet either. Investigators told us today they did question Stephen Avery last night about Teresa Halbach, but they wouldn't say what he told them. Special Prosecutor Ken Kratz says Avery and his family, who were ordered to submit DNA samples and fingerprints, were given the opportunity to talk to their lawyers, but they did not ask for one.
Each of those individuals was given that opportunity. If any of the people yesterday wished either not to speak to investigators or wished the assistance of counsel, they were given that opportunity.
Avery is not set to appear in court until next Tuesday afternoon. Kratz says they're waiting that long because of scheduling problems, not because they're trying to stall to add more charges against him. We tried to speak today to the Stephen Avery family. Chuck Avery, Stephen's brother, said they had little to say about the investigation. They just reaffirmed that they have no idea how Halbach's vehicle got on their property.
I'm hearing a lot of stories and whatnot, so I'm not going to comment on any one of them.
Right now, none of the Avery family is being allowed back on their property. There's no word on when they will be allowed to go back home.